Today I'm going to show you how to use the gradient tool in Krita step by step so you can create smooth color blends, build backgrounds, and even fill inside shapes without messing up your artwork. If you've ever wondered how to make those clean fades from one color to another, this tutorial will make it simple. And if this video helps you out, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more easy Krita tutorials just like this. Alright, let's jump in. The first thing you want to do is pick your two colors because Krita's gradient tool blends your foreground and background colors together. So before you even start drawing the gradient, look at your color squares. The foreground color is the top left square and the background color is the bottom right square. Click the foreground square first and choose your starting color. For example, you could pick blue. Then click the background square and choose your ending color. For example, you could pick pink. These are the two colors Krita will use when you apply the gradient. Next, you need to select the correct tool and the correct layer. On the left side of Krita, look for the gradient tool icon. It usually looks like a rectangle fading from black to white. You can also press the G key as a shortcut to activate it. Once the tool is selected, open your layers docker, which is usually in the bottom right corner. This part is really important. Create a new paint layer above your background but underneath your line art. You do not want to draw a gradient directly on your line art layer because that could overwrite your drawing lines. Keeping the gradient on its own layer gives you more control and keeps your artwork safe. Now let's check the tool options because this is the part that makes the biggest difference. Look over to the tool options docker on the right side of your screen. If you don't see it, go to the top menu, click window, then dockers, and then tool options. Inside this panel, you want to configure a few key settings. First, make sure the gradient setting is on foreground to background. That is the preset that tells Krita to use the two colors you selected a moment ago. If that is set correctly, Krita will blend directly between those colors. Then look at the shape setting. This controls how the gradient spreads across the canvas. If you choose linear, the colors fade along a straight line, which is perfect for skies, backgrounds, or simple color transitions. If you choose radial, the colors spread outward in a circular shape, almost like light coming from a bulb or glow effect. And if you're seeing repeat, set it to none unless you specifically want a repeating pattern. For most beginner use cases, linear is the easiest and most versatile option. Once everything is set up, it's time to draw the gradient. Click on your canvas where you want the foreground color, like blue, to begin, then hold and drag your cursor across the screen. As you drag, Krita will show a guideline so you can see the angle and direction of the gradient. When you get to the point where you want the background color, like pink, to reach full strength, release the mouse. The longer the drag, the softer and wider the transition will be. A short drag creates a sharper, harder edge, while a long drag creates a smoother fade. If the result doesn't look quite right, don't worry. You can simply undo it and try again with a different direction, a different drag length, or even a different shape setting. That's one of the best things about using Krita non-destructively on its own layer. You can experiment without damaging the rest of your work. And if you want to use a gradient inside a shape, there's one extra trick to know. First, select the shape using any selection tool before applying the gradient. Once the area is selected, apply the gradient inside that selection. That keeps the color blend confined to the shape instead of covering the entire canvas. This is especially useful for objects, icons, illustrations, and stylized design elements. So now you know the basics of how to use the gradient tool in Krita. Pick your foreground and background colors, choose the gradient tool, work on the right layer, check your tool options, and drag across the canvas to create the blend you want. With just a little practice, you can use gradients to make your art look much more polished and professional. If this tutorial helped you, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Krita tutorial. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.